Hey everybody, Zach First Night here back with another Movie Memories Monday. Very late at night. I honestly kind of forgot about it. I was getting a little zoned out, kind of tired, watching Home Alone 2. But this Movie Memories Monday is about a movie I thought I've already done about, but I have not. But the title, the thumbnail, it's going to be number 113. It's going to be about Santa Claus is coming to town, and this is my original VHS copy that I've had since I was little in the 90s. Now this tape, it says it was released in 1993, but I have no idea if that is even when this version that my mom got for us is when I was when I was young. Not sure if this is the year that she got it was in 1993, or if she got this a couple years later. I'm honestly not too sure offhand. But this is definitely my original VHS copy, and I have multiple different copies of this movie. From the thumbnail, I have all these variants of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It's also bundled with this set from 2010, which is the original Christmas Classics. Now, I'm not sure if this is in frame or not. And this was the one that I've binge watched many, many times throughout the 14-ish years I've had this now, of this Santa Claus is Coming to Town, set. Comes with Santa, Rudolph, Frosty, and a few others, but including Frosty Returns, which is actually a decent special. Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. But yeah, that's that version. And I got this Blu-ray set a couple years ago, and it was honestly pretty much at the time the best way to get that movie. And now it's pretty much kind of redundant to have, because now that my mom got me the complete Rankin Bass collection, I actually don't need that anymore. But I'll still keep it in my collection and use it if I can. But Santa Claus Coming to Town is one of my favorites, voiced by Mickey Rooney himself as Santa, and this was his very first time as Santa. In the Rankin Bass specials, he did it 3 times to my knowledge. I thought it was only 2, but it was actually 3. I forgot about, at least I didn't know. It didn't sound like him at first, but then I rewatched it recently and I was like, yep, it's definitely him. But there was Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July was an okay special, but Mickey Rooney did reprise his role as Santa again, but sadly, Shirley Booth did not come back as Mrs. Claus, and I thought she was the perfect fit for her. But anyway, let's see, it says, so yeah. A Christmas favorite filled with good cheer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town tells how Kris Kringle got his start as the world's favorite gift giver by struggling to bring toys and happiness to children of Summertown. Told and sung by Fred Astaire and Mickey Rooney as Chris, and then quite a few others listed as the other characters. But this special is a classic, and so I get this in frame. This was like I said, my original copy that I've had since the 90s, and I've had this for over 25 years. It still, to my knowledge, runs fine. I haven't used this copy in a while. I probably should. It looks to be in decent shape from what I remember it. But this movie is too good. It starts off with pretty much Kris Kringle as an infant being sent to an orphanage. Or no, an orphanage, sorry, the mayor of Summertown, which is Meister Burger. And his character is absolutely kind of funny, to be honest, even though sorry, kind of like a little bit of a dictator in a way. He's really terrible towards the kids of Summertown, and bans toys because he trips on a toy and accidentally hurts himself. But it's technically the kid's fault, but he shouldn't blame the kids or the toys for the incident fully. He should be, saying, tell the parents, like, hey, you gotta watch it next time. Or even maybe, I don't know, do something less horrible to the whole town and the kids. And Kris Kringle was a baby at the time, before he had tripped, I believe. Yeah, it was before he had tripped, for sure. So when he was sent to him as a baby, my Burgermeister did not know how to raise kids and didn't care. So he sent them, he was sending his henchmen to send the baby to an orphanage. And on the way, he loses the baby, Chris, in the forest, and it's the animals try to protect Chris while he's an infant, so that way the Winter Warlock didn't get to him, and trying to remember what else happened. Winter Warlock. Oh yeah, so they kind of like buried him in like tree branches. He was later found in front of the Kringles house, pretty much. They called themselves, they're elves, and it was really a nice little beginning. Tanta Kringle. I forgot her name for a moment. My brain has to come back to me because I'm still really tired. Tanta Kringle raises him and something with the other elves, teach him how to, build toys and how to be kind and doing, standard school learning. So, math, history, and even being raised with Jesus. And if you've seen the special, you've known that they actually talk about Jesus in the special. And what always makes me happy is when the Rankin Bass Company actually talks about Jesus in their specials a lot. And it's one of my favorite things that they do. The story itself is great. And at the end of the special, they get married on Christmas Eve. Santa and Mrs. Claus. Or I should say Chris and Mrs. Claus. They get married on Christmas Eve, and they say the holiest night of the year. And they're talking about Jesus' birth. And it was an amazing scene, absolutely amazing scene. I think I heard that CBS or something tried to take that scene out and got a lot of backlash for it. And thank goodness that they did, because that was messed up with them trying to get rid of Jesus just because they don't want to believe. And that's their own issue. Don't take it away from the true meaning of this, one, Christmas, and two, the special. And so they got it back on the reruns after that. And let's see, oh yeah, where was I continuing off that, off of where I was initially going to. So they raise him, the animals teach him how to play and have fun, and then the seals teach him how to laugh. And once he becomes old enough, he promises Tanta, to send toys to Sombertown because the incident of them being banned and the kids not allowed to have them. And of course he wears a Kringle outfit that they gave him, brings it to the town, the toys, and get toys. Or the kids are happy initially. They're sad at first, and then they get happy that Santa or Chris gives them the toys just for being very nice. And it just says, just sit on my lap today, tell me what you want. And he says, a kiss a toy is the price you'll pay. It just pretty much means just be nice, be good. And then the principal shows up from the town for the town's kids, and initially is against Chris. And then she realizes that Burgermeister is messed up, and she starts to help Chris a bit. And the Winter Warlock, he comes into play because, Burgermeister tried to chase Chris out of town, and he does, and gets captured by the tree monsters. Winter Warlock tries to, defeat him, but then Chris offers a present for him, which changes his heart. And it was a really good little scene and a very catchy song, One Foot in Front of the Other. If you have not seen that song, it's a classic. Let's see. So he helps them, teach them how to learn if the kids are good and bad through his snowball that he creates. And later on, Chris gets captured after many attempts trying to get into Sombertown and give the presents to the kids. He finally gets captured, and Jessica actually gets the magic feed corn from Winter, and is able to get these reindeer to help them escape from the prison. They do, and they find a new home, and that's the North Pole. Very good special. If you have not seen it, it's so worth the time. It's a phenomenal movie. You can find it very cheap. I don't recommend the streaming versions just for the sake that they could always be altered. Do not do that from a streaming option strictly. I would honestly find, my opinion, the VHS copy, without a doubt, an older DVD set like this one, and then even the more recent Rankin Bass collection. They cannot be altered. So they have the original airings on these. I definitely recommend finding it. It's a great movie, very cheap. You can find usually the DVD itself by alone. I see it in stores, $5 for the movie. But if you're like me and want to collect, I have my original tape version, I have the DVD copy, the Blu-ray copies. It's worth the time to watch it if you have not seen Santa Claus is Coming to Town by now. It is almost, how old is it? It's like 1970, I believe. It's well over 50 years old. And it's, or has it been 50? Yeah, I think it's been 50. It's getting close to its 60th anniversary. I think it was released in 1970. So it's on the verge of getting close to its 60th anniversary. It's getting halfway there. It's over 50 years old. Worth watching if you have not seen them, because these movies are great and classics. So tell me in the comments below what you guys and girls think about this video. What do you think of Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Which version do you own? And what's your memories with it? See you next time, and God bless.